The absurdity of the Chris Skidmore by-election, which is coming up because he has resigned. He's resigned the party whip and he's resigning his seat. And he says that the future will judge harshly those who support the offshore petroleum licensing bill, which is coming into the House of Commons this week. Now, the problem is that his South Gloucestershire seat of Kingswood, where there's a majority of 11,220, is due to be abolished at the next election. So whoever wins in the by-election, which will take place to replace him, will only keep their seat for a matter of a few months, maybe even barely a month if Rishi Sunak calls an early election. And on the basis of this, Reform UK has said that they're going to boycott the by-election because it will be £250,000 of taxpayers' money wasted on a pointless election. By the time the new incumbent has got themselves established in the House of Commons, they'll be on the way out to non-existence. He has said this is a scandal of selfishness, of hypocrisy, and of grotesque abuse of taxpayers' cash. It's also an example of democracy in action. So you have it, you either have one or the other. Yes, some forms of democracy, the form we've got, is also extraordinarily expensive. But this is one of those examples where the expense is probably necessary to keep up the concept of democracy that we have embraced. Now, there are many ways in which we may say the democratic system that we have got in the UK is not ideal. But to say, well, I'm boycotting the by-election because I think that whoever wins will only be an MP for a matter of weeks or months. Well, you tell that to Liz Truss, who was only Prime Minister for a matter of just over a month. Should she not have bothered? Well, I personally think she shouldn't have bothered. Should we all have boycotted her election? Well, I personally did, but that was a matter of the fact that I was trying to work out whether or not I really belonged to her party. I felt in the end I didn't. But yes, simply boycotting something because you think they're not going to be in place for very long is not a reason not to do it. There could be a national crisis, and the parliamentary term could be for some reason extended. God knows how or why, but it could be, and literally it could be the following day. Simply to serve as a parliamentarian for a day should be honour enough and reason enough to have an election. In fact, I think it might be a good idea to have parliamentarians who are elected on very short terms. Indeed, I would rather like to shorten the term on which quite a number of current parliamentarians in the House of Commons retain their seats. So, Mr. Skidmore. Mr. Skidmore, this person with a great interest in green issues, he signed the 2050 net zero target into law, and he's been an advisor to the emissions capture company since January 2023, receiving £80,000 a year. He's also worked for the Global Insight Exchange since March the 1st, 2023, receiving £80,000 a year. He's a non-executive director of the Oxford International Education Group since May the 16th, 2022, receiving £40,000 a year. He's the sole director of the Bosworth Limited Research and Advisory Services. So that's just to me that he's got quite enough to live on without his parliamentary salary. So it may well be that either he's received yet another sinecure, or he's done his accounts and realised he doesn't need Parliament and can make a bit of a headline and a bit of a news grab, and this could be why he's leaving, or we could say he's doing it because it is a matter of principle. Let's not rule out the possibility that there are some members of the current House of Commons who have principle. I hope some of them have.